Welcome back to Lead the Ask. I'm Holly Cobia, and in today's bonus episode, we're tackling an issue I hear about all the time. This is the fundraising mistake that's costing you more than any grant you'll ever win. Most nonprofits are leaking donors faster than they are acquiring them. The biggest growth opportunity may already be sitting in your donor database right now. And I bet, if I'm a betting woman, and I can be, that is absolutely true for most nonprofits. These donors are coming in, and sure, we're sending off a quick thank you if we are. And if we aren't, we know the answer of why this is happening. We maybe are doing anything else. We don't know who they are. We don't know why they gave. We don't know what to do beyond that. And that can be a huge issue. If you could double your fundraising without finding a single new donor, would you be interested? This is that work of stewardship. Retention is the hidden crisis in every single nonprofit. It is where you should spend a lot of time and attention. Focus on what you already have, and it will pay off. It will. We have to focus on the folks that have raised their hands and said, I believe in you. I believe in your organization. I believe in your work. And I believe in your ability to make great change in this world. Those are the people that have already given you $5, $5,000, $5 million. They should have your attention. First, let's steward the heck out of the folks that already love us, that already believe in us. Let's get to know them. Let's ask them why. Do we have a stewardship plan in place for them? Are we collecting the data so that we have data to dive into on who are these folks? Let's look at this group that gave $100 and above. Let's look at this group that gave under $100. How can we reach out to some of these folks that have made recurring gifts year after year after year? That's an indicator that there is interest in our organization for the long term. And we should be working with donors to reconsider us year after year, to make that donation, to say yes to our organization. Many nonprofits keep fewer than half of their donors. If that were in the business world, for profit, it would be a crisis. In the nonprofit world, we accept that as normal, as part of doing business. Imagine losing half your customers every year. That'd be a big problem. This is why we need to double down on stewardship, to spend time to invite these people to events. How could we steward the next group of givers that maybe aren't making the biggest gifts to our organization, but perhaps that have given the past 3 years? This is the hidden crisis that we're all sitting on. And a lot of us are too busy chasing the next dollar to realize that those that have already contributed and made a gift, even those that have lapsed, are worth our effort more so than somebody that never heard of us. Spend the time and energy on the people who have already said yes. Thank them, cultivate them, engage them, ask them again. A lot of times we don't even bother asking after individuals or foundations or corporations have made a gift. We're not even following up to say, hey, that was wonderful. Look at the outcome. Look at the impact. We need you. We're not even asking them to be part of our mission in the next year. That, my friends, is a huge problem. They are the true believers, and we should go after them first. You know how to do this work. You know how to thank people. Put it in a plan. Start out with quarterly steps. Look at your pipeline. Put your donors in A, B, and C categories, okay? A being your top donors. I don't know what that is for your organization. Is it 5 million to, 1 million? Okay, that's your A group, right? ABC, very simple. How are we stewarding A, B, and C groups of our donors in thoughtful ways on a quarterly basis? And then find systems, something as simple as a calendar reminder. You may have something like Asana or Notion or some kind of project management tool for your organization. Maybe it's a reminder in your CRM. Maybe it's multiple places. I don't care if it's a sticky note. Make it happen. It is your most important action. Stewardship is critical, and it is not just a thank you letter. Yes, a thank you letter is important. It is very kind. It is very thoughtful. It is fundamental. Stewardship is that plus relationship building, beginning to engage at a deeper level. Those moves for the C group can't be the same moves for the A group. We can't go have coffee with everybody who gave us $100. We can't take everybody out to lunch. We can't host a dinner for everybody who gave us $5. But we can do thoughtful, slow things that go a long way and start to build relationships slowly but surely over time, and help with renewals and annual gifts, and help with opening doors to perhaps make a bigger ask for somebody that's made a gift for 3 to 5 years in a row. So let's talk about the 4 levels of stewardship. Acknowledgement. Acknowledge the gift. That is often a couple different things. That can be something that is sent via email after an online gift. That is something that can be automated, or that you run a report on every gift that's come in that week, and you have a standard thank you letter that you may tweak a little depending on who it is, and that you send out perhaps from the week before. Calls, just a phone call, can lead to lots of things. I noticed you made a gift and that you're a new donor. That is amazing. Thank you so much. I'd love to learn more about how you found out about us, or how long you've been involved, or learn more about our organization, something of that nature. A simple phone call. You can block off perhaps an hour a week for making 2 to 4 calls, or leaving just a message. I noticed your gift, wanted to call and say thanks. My name's Holly. Please give us a call back. We'd love to learn more about why you chose us, and we're so happy that you invested in our organization. Notes, a little more personal here. Perhaps your board's engaged at this level. Perhaps they are writing thank you notes to people they know, or perhaps never met. And we want more people to be part of the stewardship process beyond just the executive director. So that's a great way to get board members involved and to think about the small steps in fundraising that lead to bigger things. Personal outreach. This can be a lot of things. This can be an invitation to an open house, invitation to something that's already happening, an invitation to volunteer, an email to say thanks, and if you'd like to learn more, we'd love to catch up at our next open house, an invitation out for coffee or lunch or something of that nature. It can be very personalized, and it can be a multitude of things. Demonstrating impact. Show what changed because of the gift. So demonstrating impact is critical. It's becoming more critical with younger donors. They want immediate impact, immediate change. So this is going to be a great time to practice demonstrating impact right now, because it's going to be increasingly important as the years go on and as our donor base changes. So how do we demonstrate the impact of a gift? Storytelling is a great way, especially for your B and your C categories of donors. It's a great way to include in newsletters. It's a great way to share a story on social media. We need to demonstrate that impact through our work. What is the mission of our organization? How do we tell the story of the person or the people or the animals that are impacted? We need to do that mostly through storytelling. I'm a journalist at heart, so I'm always going to say that. But absolutely, even when we're talking to people, we're telling stories. That's how we demonstrate impact. Certainly, facts and figures are important. Data can help us demonstrate our impact. But I would like to add with that a story about a person or an animal or whatever we are trying to change for positive in the world. We need to tell their story. That is really important. And then finally, engagement with donors. These are those events that we're doing throughout the year that, yes, there may be fundraising tied to them, but at the end of the day, we're building momentum. We are building folks that are standing with you. We're building believers in the mission. We're building engagement. We're building the next generation of volunteers and donors. We're inviting donors inside, deeper into the mission, getting to know us better. Okay, that can be an annual dinner, a volunteer opportunity that would be really lovely for them to understand how all the pieces come together. There are lots of ways to engage, but it's a really elite level of stewardship. I also want to mention that when donors leave, they leave quietly. We barely notice they're gone. And that is part of the problem. That is part of how we've gotten into this cycle as nonprofits. The donors become disconnected and they drift off slowly. All the more reason for us to engage, to discuss, to be present on email, social media. They all want to be involved and engaged in a variety of ways. So we need to have a little variety within our organization of how we bring people into the fold. So let's create the plan where we are putting our best foot forward to engage, to tell a story, to demonstrate impact, and to invite them in to be part of something more. We have got to spend time with our donors and figuring out who they are and why they care, okay? We need to double down on those in our midst. They are the ones that already believe in us. We need to get this right. We need to double down on it. We need to make a plan. We need to commit to it because it will pay off tremendously. I believe this to my very core because I've lived it and I know it and I breathe it. And I want you all to feel very passionate about stewardship. Stewardship is an opportunity to be very creative. And I want you to dive into this space full force. It is worth your time, it is worth your energy, and it will pay off. Remember, folks, the next gift often begins the moment the last gift is received. All right, folks, thanks for joining me for this quick bonus episode of Lead the Ask. I'm Holly Cobia. Remember, fundraising gets easier when leadership gets clearer. Lead the vision, lead the conversation, lead the ask. I'll see you next time.